Good day, class. I'm Mrs. Annalisa N. Bautista, your Computer Education 10 teacher. For this session, we will discuss netiquette and computer ethics. At the end of the lesson, you are expected to know the proper way of dealing with others online, identify the do's and the don'ts when going online, and demonstrate respect and care for others when using computer. To start with the lesson, let us define first what netiquette is. Netiquette came from the two words, Internet, which is the global system of interconnected computer networks that uses the Internet Protocol Suite to communicate between networks and devices, plus etiquette, which is the customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular profession or group. Therefore, we can define netiquette as code of good behavior on the Internet. That includes aspects such as email, social media, online chat, web forums, website comments, multiplayer gaming, and other types of online communication. Netiquette is concerned with the proper way to communicate in an online environment. Virginia Shea is dubbed as Network Manners Guru, and she has given 10 core rules for netiquette, and we will be discussing 4 of its 10 rules because these are much important and applicable to you. Rule number 1. Remember the human. When communicating electronically, practice the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Remember, your written words are read by real people, all deserving of respectful communication. Before you press send or submit, ask yourself, would I be okay with this if someone else had written it? Rule number 2. Adhere to the same standards of behavior online that you follow in real life. While it can be argued that standards of behavior may be different in the virtual world, they certainly should not be lower. You should do your best to act within the laws and ethical manners of society whenever you inhabit cyberspace. Would you behave rudely to someone face-to-face? On most occasions, no. Neither should you behave this way in the virtual world. Rule number 3. Know where you are in cyberspace. Netiquette varies from domain to domain, depending on where you are in the virtual world. The same written communication can be acceptable in one area where it might be considered inappropriate in another. What you text to a friend may not be appropriate in an email to a classmate or a colleague. Rule number 4. Respect other people's time and bandwidth. Electronic communication takes time to read, and time in which to respond. As much as possible, post messages to appropriate discussion group and try not to ask nonsense questions. If it is necessary, use private email instead of posting it to your group. As a virtual world communicator, it is your responsibility to make sure that the time spent reading your words isn't wasted. Make your written communication meaningful and to the point without extraneous text or superfluous graphics or attachments that may take forever to download. It is important to read the frequently asked questions document. And please don't post subscribe, unsubscribe, or FAQ requests. Remember that you must not waste expert readers' time by posting basic information. The Internet is becoming an increasingly important strategic, economic, social, and educational tool, especially in this time of COVID-19 pandemic. On the other hand, its abuse and misuse must be addressed so we can fully maximize the benefit and the convenience brought by this. The first Internet issue that we're going to discuss is computer security or cybersecurity, which deals with the protection of information systems from theft or damage to the hardware, the software, and to the information on them. as well as from disruption or misdirection of the services they provide. Under cybersecurity, there is a problem of proliferation of computer viruses and worms. These are programs that have only one objective, and that is to bring harm to other people's personal computer and network. Another cybersecurity issue is criminal activities like hacking, cracking, phishing, and other related cyber crimes. These activities can cause financial losses, theft of intellectual property, and loss of consumer confidence and trust. Another internet misuse issue is moral issue, which questions the decency of the web sites found online and their effects on the users, which unfortunately, minors are usually the victims. It also involves computer activities which may cause personal attack online that can result in increasing social and moral problems in people's lives. Pornography, which pertains to websites that contain obscene content, is not good for everyone, especially the children. It changes the habits of the mind, the inner private self. Its use can easily become habitual, which in turn leads to desensitization, boredom, distorted views of reality, and an objection of women. This causes increased risk for significant physical and mental health problems and a greater likelihood of committing a sex-based crime. Cyberbullying is another moral issue that takes place over digital devices. This can occur through SMS, text, and apps, or online in social media, forums, or gaming where people can view, participate, or share content. It brings significant emotional and psychological distress to the victim. Legal issues in the Internet entail the copyright concerns. Copyright refers to the legal right of the owner of intellectual property, which means that the original creators of products and anyone they give authorization to are the only ones with the exclusive right to reproduce the work. Another legal issue is fair use, which is a United States copyright law. It is a doctrine that brief excerpts of copyright material may, under certain circumstances, be quoted verbatim for purposes such as criticism, news reporting, teaching, and research, without the need for permission from or payment to the copyright holder. Freedom of expression on the Internet is an issue whose objective is to guarantee that human rights applies to both offline and online, and member states engage to respect, protect, and promote these rights on the Internet. Computer ethics, as defined by Wikipedia, is a part of practical philosophy concerned with how computing professionals should make decisions regarding professional and social conduct. Its main concerns are Internet privacy, cracking, copyright infringement, and Internet control. The 10 Commandments of Computer Ethics were created in 1992 by Computer Ethics Institute. These commandments were introduced in the paper In Pursuit of the 10 Commandments for Computer Ethics by Ramon C. Barkin as a means to create a set of standards to guide and instruct people in the ethical use of computers. Here are the 10 Commandments. Number 1, thou shalt not use a computer to harm other people. Do not program a computer to do dangerous things to people like using it to make viruses or weapons of destruction. Computers are not an excuse to do bad things to people. The programmer is responsible for the actions of his programs. Number 2, Thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. Everyone has the right to use computers. Likewise, creating a computer virus is wrong because it wastes people's time and money and destroys potentially valuable property. Number 3. Thou shalt not snoop around in other people's computer files. It is illegal to open and read someone's real physical mail. And it is also illegal to snoop on network connections and read someone's email, passwords, files, databases, and the like. Number 4. Thou shalt not use a computer to steal. This one is obvious. Stealing is just as bad with a computer or without one. Use your IT powers for good. Number 5. Thou shalt not use a computer to bear false witness. It means that you shouldn't use a computer to create false facts. Don't believe everything you see on the internet. Number 6. Thou shalt not copy or use proprietary software for which you have not paid. Think about how hard it is to write good software. Think about all the people and costs involved. You have two choices. Buy a license or find an open source alternative. Using pirated software is not only unethical, but it is also dangerous because of hidden malware. Rule number 7. Thou shalt not use other people's computer resources without authorization or proper compensation. It is illegal and unethical to do bad things on a computer while logged in as someone else. Number 8. Thou shalt not appropriate other people's intellectual output. If you copy text or images from a website and post them on your own website, it is a crime in most countries and definitely not ethical. Why? You are causing irreparable damage to the creator of the content. Why not get a life and create your own unique and original content? You will be much happier in the long run creating new things rather than stealing from other people. 9. Thou shalt think about the social consequences of the program you are writing or the system you are designing. Do you write software that helps people to steal, kill, spy, gamble, or spread pornography? Please ask yourself why. Is there a way you can use your IT talents for good purposes? Wouldn't the world be a better place if everyone was engaged in positive behavior instead of negative? Think about it. And number 10, thou shalt always use a computer in ways that ensure consideration and respect for your fellow humans. Things that you do online can have real effects in your offline life. Perhaps Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, said it best. Having two identities for yourself is an example of a lack of integrity. Okay, that wraps up our lesson on netiquette and computer ethics. I would like to give credits to the following websites and web addresses that serve as my references in creating this lesson. I hope that this lesson helps you to use internet for communication more efficient and with care. May you continue to develop and maintain respect and responsibility online. Thank you. Remember that practicing netiquette makes you build a positive reputation for yourself. God bless and keep safe.